So picture this. You've got a business idea that absolutely lights you up. But then, before you even take that first step, fear creeps in. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Well, today we're going to dive into a quiet but honestly devastating struggle: entrepreneurial self-doubt. And more importantly, we're going to talk about exactly how you can conquer it. There's a saying, self-doubt kills more dreams than failure. Man, it is such a powerful truth. Think about it. Before you've even launched a website or made a single sales call or even scribbled out a business plan on a napkin, fear steps in and whispers that you're just not good enough. It literally paralyzes you before the journey even begins. So I want to ask you directly, is fear holding your business back right now? Because if it is, I have some really good news for you. Confidence, it's built, it's not born. By the time we wrap up this explainer, you're going to have the actual tools to replace that paralyzing fear with clarity, unshakable confidence, and yes, real profit. All right, let's jump into Section 1, the origins of entrepreneurial self-doubt. The absolute most crucial thing to understand here is that self-doubt isn't some fundamental personal weakness. It's not a character flaw you were just cursed with. It's actually a deeply ingrained psychological pattern. To really grasp this, we've got to talk about conditioning, which is basically how we learn or adapt our behavior based on past experiences. Entrepreneur Peter Sage has this profound rule for personal growth. He says people will never rise above their own opinion of themselves. And where does that opinion come from? Well, it's largely formed back in early childhood, based entirely on our perception of where we did or didn't get love and validation from the people we looked up to the most. Peter Sage actually uses this fantastic analogy to show how this conditioning works against us today. Imagine your conscious mind is this industrious, hardworking little ant, right? And it's marching north, totally determined to build a successful business. But there's a catch. That ant is riding on the back of an enormous unconscious elephant. And that elephant? It's heading south. It's driven entirely by those deep-rooted limiting beliefs and past conditioning we just talked about. If we don't address the elephant, all of the ant's hard work simply won't matter. You're just going to end up self-sabotaging. Moving on to Section 2, separating fear from facts. If you want to succeed, you absolutely must learn to separate the emotional weight of fear from the actual hard data of your business. Look, fear is highly emotional, but facts are what make you profitable. Consider this staggering number, 95%. Research shows that 95% of our thoughts are repetitive. We are essentially walking around, sleeping awake. What this means for you is that the crippling doubt you feel about your business is very often just an automatic negative thought loop. It's rarely a factual threat to your business. It's really just a broken record playing on repeat in your mind. In fact, researchers over at Warwick Business School interviewed dozens of founders, and they pinpointed 7 universal sources of entrepreneurial fear. We're talking about worrying over financial security, venture funding, opportunity costs, your sense of personal ability, the potential of the idea itself, the threat of social stigma, and just your fundamental ability to execute. These are incredibly common. Paralyzing anxiety is a universal state for founders. It is not a personal flaw. Knowing that literally every successful entrepreneur has faced these exact same fears, that's your first step to neutralizing them. Which brings us to Section 3, rewiring your inner critic. Once we know that fear is universal, we can actually start the process of rewiring our inner critic. Because the truth is, your inner critic is not your enemy. It's actually just a miscalibrated protective mechanism. It's your brain trying its absolute hardest to keep you safe from, public failure or financial ruin. So how do we manage it? Entrepreneur Francisca Isley lays out 3 proven steps you can use today. Step 1, be aware of the voice. Just notice those physical reactions when self-doubt creeps in, like your chest getting tight. Step 2, acknowledge the feeling. Do not fight it. Fighting the inner critic just makes it scream louder. Just thank it for trying to protect you. And step 3, do it anyway. This right here is where you separate yourself from the dreamers. Acknowledging the fear diffuses its emotional charge, giving you the mental space to take action even when you're terrified. Cognitive reframing is a real game changer here. In a great TEDx talk, actor Josh Green made this brilliant observation. Those negative voices we hear, the ones telling us we're not ready or we're not good enough, they aren't even our own. They're just echoes of past external voices from old teachers, bullies, or critics. And the beautiful thing is, we can intentionally overwrite them. So instead of defaulting to, I'm not ready, we consciously shift our self-talk to, I'm learning as I go. It sounds like a simple tweak, but I promise you it radically alters your trajectory. All right, let's look at Section 4, the CEO mindset shift. Overcoming doubt ultimately requires a massive shift in your identity. You have to move away from an employee mentality to a true business owner mentality. You're no longer waiting around for instructions. You are the one creating the systems. Let's look at some striking mindset differences inspired by insights from Virtuous Solutions. An employee will say, I just need to get my tasks done. But a business owner says, I prioritize tasks that drive growth. An employee fears, I can't afford a mistake. While a true CEO recognizes, hey, failure is simply data. True founders focus on the big vision before they get bogged down in tactics, and they take full, uncompromised ownership of every single outcome.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, turning action into profit.
So, how does all this internal mindset work actually translate to your bottom line? By turning action into profit. Because true confidence doesn't come from just standing in front of a mirror thinking positive thoughts. No way. It comes from generating hard evidence. Your roadmap is incredibly simple. Your first offer, your first customer, your first sale. Ticking off these fundamental milestones creates this amazing snowball effect of small wins. It builds unshakable momentum. Every time you check off one of these boxes, you generate data that proves your inner critic wrong, which effectively retrains that unconscious elephant we were talking about earlier. And look, if you think this mindset stuff is just motivational fluff, look at the hard research. A study published in the Stratford Journal of Entrepreneurship and Project Management concluded exactly this. They found that the self-efficacy of an entrepreneur is the foundation and a robust predictor of high business performance, meaning believing in your own capability literally steers a business to profitability, even during the most turbulent, uncertain economic times. Your mindset directly dictates your revenue. So if you take nothing else away from this entire explainer, please remember this. Action builds confidence, not the other way around. You cannot just sit around and wait until you feel perfectly ready, because the fear, it's not going to leave until you prove it wrong through action.
You've got the tools now. You understand the conditioning of your unconscious mind. You know exactly how to separate factual data from emotional fear, and you have the blueprint to step fully into that CEO mindset. So I'm going to leave you with this final powerful question. What doubt are you conquering today? Go out there, acknowledge that inner critic, and start building your profitable business.